Clowntown Chronicle.
A show that gives you a laugh, a run through the wilderness of insanity and all that media trash. If it's love you want, we got it in spades. If it's cringe you want, we've got parades of it. The Clowntown Chronicle, it's the show for you. It's the show for you. The Clowntown Chronicle, it's a show that you can't miss. Get it hot and ready, then like and share. You wouldn't want to be a bitch. If you're a brainwashed slave, it'll hurt like hell. If you're a red pill Chad, you can't even tell. The Clowntown Chronicle, it's a show for you. It's a show for you.
All right, everybody, it's been a long wait, but we're finally back, aren't we? Are we, Daniel? We're back here at CTC.
Oh, it's good to be back. Hey, it's a whole new year.
It is a whole new year. How was your new year? I mean, we already talked about Christmas. We both love Christmas.
Oh, man. My year was like, it started off with a bang.
A bang? Nothing blew up, I hope.
No. Thank God. Unless you count work. That's normal, though.
Well,
that was great.
well, what was, so work was the bang? Is that what I'm hearing?
Work is usually the bang, and not to mention, like, everything else that goes on around here, it seems.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got a sudden snowstorm yesterday, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised by since we do live in Wisconsin. But I was just like, they didn't say that there was going to be any snow? And I was looking outside all stressed.
There was plenty enough snow that someone slid into a transformer, and I lost, like, half of Kenosha lost power last night.
Are you kidding?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was, I think it was, I would say, New Year's Eve. And then going into New Year's Day. So I was downstairs relaxing at like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, all right, I'm about to go to bed. And then boom, power goes out. And I'm like, oh, cool.
I mean,
only like, 20 degrees outside.
that could, I was going to say that could just be Kenosha drivers,
Oh, yeah, it was 100%. Someone ended up hitting something with their car and took out all the power.
I haven't, thank goodness I haven't yet lost power. Knock on wood. Because, good Lord, it could just happen. I mean, we do live in the wild, frozen wastes of Minecraft world, where it's just flat and miserable all the time. And you can just, except the difference between this and Minecraft is there are no diamonds anywhere. Anywhere. We're all broke out here.
More and more, I'm feeling like we're in like a weird universe of like the Fifth Element tied in with Fallout. It's just like right there.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there, and it's kind of uncomfortable. And another thing,
all Uncanny Valley.
So, right.
So odd.
So I asked Adam. I was like, so I know you're not going to be on the show, but you're going to be listening, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what would you like to hear about? And he's like, well, I haven't been able to look away from the whole situation in Minnesota. And I was like, oh, right, that weird neighbor that our state has that's getting like progressively weirder. Is Minnesota, maybe it's just me, but it feels like Minnesota's like turning into that one crack house in the neighborhood where you're just like, nobody goes there. Children do not walk that way. We don't go down there. There's strangers down that way. I mean, you're not going to tell the kid that everyone down there is addicted to crack and has probably murdered some people. But, you're going to say don't walk that way. I wouldn't go to Minnesota. And I know it's, everyone's like, oh, it's just the one town. I know this stuff is happening everywhere. I think that's why it's so infuriating.
God.
What do you think about the fraud that's going on out there?
It is crazy just to be watching it, and I'm like, I can't believe it's more and more starting to feel like we're like really close to California without being next to California.
Mm-hmm. Well, people
Pretty soon
call-
I'm going to be making jokes. I'm like, hey, man, we'll sell Minnesota off for a bag of Fritos. It'll be the
Yeah.
same thing in California. I'm at that point where I'll take the same. Give me the worst chips you got. I'll
Well,
even
that's what-
take saltine crackers in. I think it'd be a good deal still.
That's what Tim Walz looks like anyway. He looks like he sold the state for a bag of Fritos. I mean, I can't imagine what they either have on him or gave him, or both, you know, the carrot and the stick philosophy of controlling politicians. But the man is fighting for his life. I've never seen a guy like bluster quite like this. He's just like sweating and heaving and wheezing and, you know, screaming white supremacy all the time. And it's like, man, can you just like get a grip? Like, I know you didn't become the vice president. Thank God. But like, calm down. I don't even know, like, I don't know. There have been clips flying around him this week, and I know that people want to hear about this Somalian thing, and I know it started with that one dude. What was his name? Nick something? He did a video where he went out there.
Yeah, God, what's his name?
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember his name.
Well, he's the one who made it go viral. He got like 80-something million hits in a couple of days. Like, it was a huge story. Huge. But I think so, because we're not going to spend much time talking about it, here are my thoughts. I think the reason that this story is so frustrating is something that Taraj said to me one time. He said that, and I apologize, it's paraphrasing. If it's not perfectly correct, it's only going to bug him. But he said something like, justice is an innate human need, something like that. Where when we see something that's unfair, it bugs all of us because we have this need to see justice done. And when we see an entire state being sold out for the lamest fraud on planet Earth, for leering centers and things like that, and we see these jabbering foreigners screaming at people just trying to figure out what's going on, we kind of go, is this justice? Is this right? Because I know for me, I woke up the day after seeing that video and hearing about this fraud feeling like a fool, because I'm out here trying to work a normal job and do my best and earn an honest wage. And the government's just over here shelling out billions of dollars to people who are lying about what they're doing here. That's the part that really bugs people. I don't think it's so much, and Walz and these guys want to put it in the frame of white supremacy and racism. No, we just don't like seeing liars and frauds being rewarded and then paying our taxes in a couple months, Like, that's a bridge too far. So I don't know if you've
heard about the new taxes that they're trying to push?
No.
Oh man. Buckle up, buckaroo. It's getting wild.
Why do they got to be this way, man? Why does it got to be this way? I think that's why we named the show the Clowntown Chronicle, because we live in, well, some would say a clown world, but Clowntown sounds better. It just rolls
I'm
off
starting
the
to
tongue.
wonder if Dante, with his many rings of hell, did not understand that maybe this is part of it. You probably need to add another layer to that.
If you're suggesting that we are in Dante's Inferno,
yes,
and we are surrounded by traitors, that might explain the sudden snowstorms, because treachery is at the lowest circle of hell, and the people down there are just frozen in ice. I mean, my opinion on this, if we're using the Dante's Inferno allegory, I think a guy like Tim Walz is, you know how it is where Satan's frozen in the ice and he's like chewing on Judas Iscariot and other like major traitors in history. I think Tim Walz is already way down Satan's throat. I don't think it gets worse than this.
It probably doesn't. But yeah,
like,
the reference I'm talking about for the taxes, they're planning to tax you on what you're possibly going to be making per year next year. So, like, let's say you make $70,000 right now, and you might get a raise. They're like putting it together in the math, and they're thinking that the next year you're probably going to make $80,000. So they're taxing you if you are making $80,000. So they're future taxing you on that.
This
and if you don't make $80,000, you're still getting taxed if you were. It doesn't matter. It's just because they projected you to do that, to be making that. And I'm like, what? This doesn't make any sense.
This can't go on. Like, people go, they're stealing our tax money. I get it. but they can also print the money. They tax you because it's a control mechanism, not because they need the money. That's it.
It's not about the money, Spider-Man.
Right. They're causing you pain. And it's like, you know, at a certain point, it's like, why? Why must you torment us this way? And that's where it's like, I really do think that something like Satan is running the country. It's like somebody gave Satan total control and he turned around and just like, let me torment all these people. You know? It's like they treat us like we've got a freaking they just want us all to be debt slaves. That's it.
Oh yeah. 100%.
I had a great conversation with Whole Milk Enjoyer today, actually, and I was basically trying to explain to the lad. I'm like, because he was giving me a little bit of insight into what he wants to do with his life, and I was basically trying to give him a picture. I'm like, you live in a slave colony, and you're a free man who wants to be free, and that's why it bugs you, because you live in a slave colony that's invisible.
Yep.
You know, so I said, you just got to get rich, man. You just got to get freaking rich. You want to hear a funny button that's related to this, actually, that I found this week?
Oh, please. I would love to hear more buttons.
Credit card, you bastards!
That's what we all need. We all need a BAT credit card. Never leave the cave without it. All right. Well, should we get into some funny stuff? Because I've actually got a special presentation just for you. I selected it just for you, but we have to get through some of the basic silly stuff that Clowntown likes to throw at us first. So,
well, can I start with something? Can I tell you what the word of the day is right now?
Yes.
Microslop.
Right. Okay. You
I
did
saw
send
it going around. And
yes.
I sent you that link, and I saw something shortly after that someone had going, from this point going forward, can we just call it microslop now? And I was like, that's amazing. I actually like that.
Yes. And that's the kind of thing that will stick. Fantastic. Microslop.
Word of the day, folks.
Now, what was let me bring up the article here real quick, actually. Just on my phone. I apologize. I'm not going to put it up on the screen. The quote was, Microsoft CEO says people should stop calling AI slop. Quote, we need to get beyond the arguments of slop versus sophistication and develop a new equilibrium that accounts for humans being equipped with these new cognitive amplifier tools as we relate to each other. So he said nothing in that quote, except he doesn't like the word slop because it devalues all the investment that Microsoft has done into AI.
It sounds like every AI bro that's like, guys, look how hard it took me to make this prompt. I had to sit multiple days to come up with this.
I know.
It's like in these harsh weather conditions, like it's almost like they're trying to value it as the person who is, I don't know, maybe writing a book or actually drawing the artwork or, actually filming like a movie. They're making it seem like they're working just as hard. And I'm like, it's not that deep, guys. It's really not that hard. Anybody, even a 5-year-old, can put something in and get an amazing picture or a song or anything. And that's why it's called slop. And they just get upset and throw a hissy fit over it.
It's the world is getting so silly. It's enough to drive a man to drink. And actually, that brings us to our first clip. Just a funny one, real short. Here it goes.
People always ask me, Bryce, why do you drink so many beers? I have to remind folks that I have a really rare genetic condition where my body doesn't produce its own beer, so I have to take supplements every day. A few beers a day isn't for everyone, so please check with your physician before being prescribed.
So it's the reason I saved it was I have a rare genetic condition where my body doesn't produce its own beer.
Condition where my body doesn't produce its own beer.
That's probably the best elevation of the original couple of beers joke that this is from.
God.
Remember couple of beers and a little bump? Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
But my body doesn't produce its own beer.
I just love the beer, real American.
Actually, speaking of the hellish Midwest and alcohol, I heard some interesting data this week about drinking in Milwaukee. Have you heard anything about the alcohol culture in Milwaukee? Except that it's horrendous.
I say I've only heard it's just horrible. That's about it.
It's horrible. Well, the data is in and the trends are changing. There are fewer people drinking in Milwaukee right now than there have been in like decades, to the point where entire pub style restaurants they're changing everything to have more non-alcoholic drinks because people aren't drinking.
It's because they keep bringing in more IPAs. Nobody wants them. They're all the same and they taste horrible. It's like,
Yes.
hey, here's this like crazy IPA fruity flavor, and then you drink it and you're like, this is like the worst in the world because it doesn't have any flavor. It just tastes like normal, like really crazy, awful, like watered down beer. That's just not beer. It's bad.
Right.
It doesn't
And then
taste any different. They're all the same, and nobody can tell me any different on it. They all taste the same.
there's a couple of problems with the IPA thing. One, it was pushed way too hard for millennials. And then there's the other branding problem, which is that you have India right on the label. People are thinking of India when they drink this beer. That can't be good for
I
sales.
wonder how those cookie sales went, because oh boy, all throughout freaking December, it was the India making the was it the shortbread cookies that you get in those tin containers. Oh
What about
man, the videos they're flow. You haven't seen any of those?
No, wait, what? Hang on.
So you never? Okay, so you know the shortbread, like the what's it called? It's
Shortbread cookie viral? Let's look.
oh god, it's like in those like tins that your grandma would put like maybe like sewing kit stuff in it and things like that.
Like these Royal Dance?
Yes.
So that's what's
the
going
Danish
viral?
the Danish like short like butter cookies. That's what it is. So
Short-
it was going viral throughout all of like December in like end of like November, because on the back of it was being made in India.
Oh
And people
no!
were reposting the videos of how it was made, and it's so bad. It's like no,
Oh no! No!
like that's not bad. There's some really bad ones.
You gotta be kidding me!
And like they'd play the Indian Christmas songs that they've been like going around that AI made.
Oh, so you're telling me that there isn't a Danish baker making my cookies?
The funny part was it was made out of like somewhere else, but they switched to India, and yep.
Oh,
It's so bad.
Oh no! Oh no!
There was like one. Yeah,
Oh
there
my
was one
goodness.
where the guy was like using his feet to like press it down and like flatten it, and I was like, oh no. It's
Oh no. Oh my goodness. There's a fortune to be made here. Some PR agency needs to sell a package to all of India and be like, we're gonna fix you. Don't worry. I know your entire reputation between Vivek Ramaswamy and the CEOs of all this, I think it was Microsoft CEO is Indian. Is that right? I can't.
I believe so.
Yeah. We're going to fix you. Just pay us $10 billion and no one will ever question you ever again. And then that PR firm, once it's sold itself to India, should do an amazing job and then pick up and go to Somalia, because these countries are never going to recover. They're never going to recover. It's too late.
It's amazing. It's so amazing how fast this blew up. And it's like, the best part was India trying to defend themselves, saying the working conditions are not like this. Here's like actual photos of like all these places. Everything's beautiful. The water is beautiful. And then you're like, then you see garbage on Google Maps when the car would go around looking at the place. You can just look up the living conditions there. It's like, it's not good. It's not really good, guys.
No. Oh, yeah.
They can tell us otherwise all they want. Their government can say otherwise all they want. The ex people that are on there saying they're from there, saying that it's the best country in the world to live in, and can say that all they want, and it's never going to be the truth.
No, we've heard that line before. Best to live in. You remember the one where they were like, the happiest country in the world is this one little place in Africa. And I was like, nonsense. It's Africa. There's lions that can eat you. There's giant spiders. There's wars. I don't believe you. I'm sorry.
We're the anchorman going, I don't believe you, and then light up a cigar.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what this says. I don't believe you.
I don't believe that. Do I think it's America? Not at all, but I certainly know it's not a country in
100%.
Africa.
I know it's not here, and I know it's 100% not there either.
Do you suppose the unhappiest country in the world is Canada at this point?
They have to be.
They have to be.
This is like on a level of what my my mom's side of the family, our cousins, they would tell me, oh, Italy is the best country to live. They are doing great. They're fantastic. And I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
They are swimming in debt and they are asking for help.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I think I know them better. They're wanting their government to just stop being their government. Are you positive?
Yeah. Well, everywhere's suffering in various ways, and I don't know where to lay the blame, except that, you know, Satan himself does run the world. That's true. And he's tormenting us all in like perfectly tailored ways that are strangely ironic.
Remember these cookies that your grandma probably had in containers, and you kind of have like a long, like, grand history of it and enjoying them? Well, guess what? Now they're made in India. You're never gonna like them again.
The top commenter on the royal dance, crafted with care, shared with love, is a guy named Prasad. Oh no! Stop now! Save yourselves! Oh, I've never been so hungry for a homemade cookie actually made by Grandma. Oh my goodness. Well, that's sad.
Yep, never again will you be able to buy this.
Do you want to? Now that we've learned the truth about Royal Dansk or Dansk or whatever the hell it is, cookie tins, would you like to do a little more truth? I mean, I know Adam's not here.
Oh yes, please. Let's get some more truth in this.
Did you?
Now we ruined his life of the butter cookies. He'll never have another Danish butter cookie again.
I don't know if you saw the last episode, but that segment about black people are water had me dying listening back to it. It was so much. I was like, I can't believe somebody posted this on the internet. It's just like, Avatar is a story about race, and then to be like, black people are made of water. I was like, what are you talking about? Asian people have many airy qualities. Like what? They have lungs? What are we talking about? It's insane. But I mean, this is what you get. This is what you get in the utopia of clown world. How about
utopia, more like dystopia.
Do you want proof that time is moving faster?
Oh, I don't need proof. I already know it does. I look at it
I know,
and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna have enough time. Next thing I look, I blink away. Man, I really don't have enough time.
Well, we're all thinking about time because the new year just came, and I've been reliably informed that the New Year day that we celebrate isn't actually the beginning of the new year. That was another truther that taught me that. But when I talked to Howdy McCoskey a few times, I think it was the second interview, or maybe it was the first, I don't remember. He brought up that time did seem to be moving faster, and that was during COVID, and I couldn't help but totally agree with him. Not in like man, I ran out of time to clock out. It was like, whoa, I feel like an hour just started taking 5 minutes, and a year feels like a week, maybe. And then everyone makes these jokes about like, oh my God, COVID started 6 years ago. And then you start to go, oh, maybe time is moving faster. Let's hear from this fine gentleman with his perfectly groomed cheekbones and his ring light face.
You people that keep saying time is moving faster, you're not imagining it. It's a physical thing. And what if I told you that removed books of the Bible actually talk about this speeding up of time? Not to mention a physical proof, but a lot more physical than you even think. So first, we have birds migrating 1 or 2 times more per year than they're supposed to. And it's not just the overmigration. check this out. When you're laying in bed at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and you hear them tweeting, their whole clock is screwed up. But what if I told you their clock is not screwed up? It's perfect, and the way you perceive time is screwed up. And you're actually perceiving it different because the heavenly bodies, the sun, the moon, the stars, the wandering stars, are moving at different times. Just like the book of Enoch specified that in the...
Oh, man, we got a flat earth Gnostic in the room. Oh, boy. Oh,
it's like
boy.
combo I never thought I would ever hear.
Yeah.
It's surprising whenever I hear that combo.
Well, you know what this is? This is secret knowledge slop. That's what this is, right? So Gnosticism, Book of Enoch stuff, it's old-fashioned, good old stomach-filling, calorie-burning slop. Like, that's what it is. And the reason I say that is because not even 20 years ago, more like 10, 15 years ago, nobody had heard of the Book of Enoch. Nobody had heard about the Watchers. Nobody had heard about the sky clock or any of this stuff. That was all relegated to like weird uncles who read a lot. But now, just like everything else, it hit the mainstream TikTokers, and now it's just become slopified. You know? It's like, if you read, for example, if you want some grade A, like, truth juice to go right in your veins, go read the writings of Emanuel Swedenborg. Good luck. I mean,
oh, man, I remember that episode in your show for We Talk About Dead People. I loved it. It was really a interesting ride.
It's a great story, and he was an interesting guy, and when you read his stuff, it is very truthy, but it's not sloppy. Everything is slop now, Daniel. Everything is slop, including the truth, which, is that the earth is flat. I got to stop making those jokes. People are going to start thinking I'm serious. Good Lord. We should.
It's at the point where we yell at each other, you can't handle the truth because we just don't know what the truth is, so we can't even give you it.
You don't know the truth. I don't know the truth. We're both equally retarded. Stop thinking you're smart, which is actually a pretty wise position to take in an information deluge that we've been living through. Is like, it's impossible to really know anything. The traditional way of like, I learned it in a class or I read a book. You know what's infinite that can't be slopified? Wisdom. Very simple. Learn some wisdom, get wise, get some pattern recognition. There is no such thing as pattern recognition slop unless it's like low IQ anti-Zionist posters on X. That's it. But if you learn a little wisdom, it's worth a lot of gold. It's worth gold in a world of foolishness. But nonetheless, we should continue with this flat earth Gnostic slop and to see if he actually comes to a conclusion.
Latter end of everything would change its course in the sky. They're tweeting at 2 or 4 a.m. because it used to be 6, 7, 8 a.m. By the way, this video has been like 3 years in the making, constantly adding stuff to it. Get to this in a minute. So you know how people say every single decade, the 40s is the new 30, 50 is the new 30, and on and on? Maybe how they're dated year by year makes them older, but by actual realistic time we can't see, they're still younger. Getting deep, right?
What? What did he? I didn't understand a word of that. What is he talking about?
I'll be real with you, Chief. I don't even know either.
I've lost him. How did I lose? Me. This is the truth. How did I lose the truth? Adam's going to be so disappointed. I feel like we shouldn't even finish this, but I'm kind of wondering what his main point is because all he's doing is like cult leader word salad stuff where he like slips in one truth and 10 lies and you go, ooh, that feels true. And then he's like, and this and this and this and this. And you're like, before you can recover from the initial like, oh, that's interesting. He's already packed like 10 more Gnostic lies into your head. This is the problem with this stuff is when people think that they've got secret knowledge, it affects them in different ways. This is why most like occult groups don't let in normies, and they have a bunch of tests to not let you in because they don't want you doing this. Like when you betray the Freemasons, for example, and go out there and start, posting the truth about what Freemasons do behind closed doors, I don't think it's so much, oh God, they caught us. It's more like, oh man, this guy was a normie the whole time. This is so cringe. No one will understand. At least that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, I agree.
They're like, oh no, they took something that was really meaningful and dark and super spooky, and they turned it into TikTok slop. And that's what offends them. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Plus mass. Have you been seeing the Schumann frequency, how crazy it's been lately? What do you really think this is? Watch my older video to find out how everything spiritual and energy-wise is nuclear. Women's menstrual cycles being...
All right, enough. We're not talking about it. He went from, I swear to God, he went from the Schumann resonance to, what was this?
It's been lately. What do you really think this is? Watch my older video to find out how everything spiritual and energy-wise is nuclear.
Everything's just nuclear. The Schumann resonance is crazy. Have you been watching it? Where does one watch the Schumann resonance? Who is Schumann? Is he like
what is going on?
is he a deleted character from Seinfeld? Like, who's Schumann?
I feel like we're about to start up the Truman Show.
This is crazy. This is a little too far out there, right? But this is what you get. This is what you get when you're investigating the truth. You get some people who get those ring lights in their eyes, and they stop making any sense at all. They start just getting spooky and weird. And
we went through like one truth and like 5 lies in one shot.
Yeah.
It was like a truth on top of another truth, weaved into another truth to weave into another one, and then it just got lost. And I was like, oh man, I am so lost now from this guy.
There is no escape from this. You try to see, this is what's interesting, is like you try to spread a little forbidden knowledge or do a truth drop or a truth nuke or whatever. And the thing that nobody ever thinks about is what that's going to do to the mass mind. It's like this could, what he's talking about could be completely legit, but the presentation is so off-putting and amateurish and spooky and weird that people just, this is just a crazy person or this is a grifter. We'll never know. The truth of the world is amazing to me. Another one that popped up this week is, I believe what happened this week is that Trump finally did another Q post. You know what I'm talking about? Like where he would like post pictures of like ships or planes or something, and they'd have numbers or letters on them, and people would like decode like, Mr. Trump is saying that patriots are in control. You remember those posts?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that was very big in 2020. I mean, when everything else blew up. But he did it again. He did a really weird one this week. This is the picture right here. Donald J. Trump posts, windmills are killing all of our beautiful bald eagles. He posts a picture of what's obviously not a bald eagle on 9/11.
Yeah, I think it was, they determined it was a falcon.
Yeah. It's a falcon, of course, native to Israel. And then you see the Israeli magic letters on the windmill and the secret number 13 on the windmill. What did Trump mean by this? I don't frickin' know. Why did it have to be taken on 9/11? What is this? Is Trump crazy? Or is he signaling to the patriots? I have here Owen Shroyer doing a little bit of a breakdown. I know we probably won't listen to this whole thing, but I feel like he and I had kind of the same feeling when this happened.
So by now you've probably seen President Trump's post where he talks about windmills killing bald eagles in the United States of America. Only problem is the bird in the picture is not a bald eagle, and the windmill in the picture is not in America. It's actually a picture from Israel, and it's a kestrel bird, which is very common in Israel. You can also see the Hebrew on the pole.
We're going back See, here's the thing, Daniel, that happened in the last 4 or 5 months. Israel heard our show. They finally stopped shit posting. They
Give it time.
I know. I don't think they can. I think we're going to see all that stuff start to pop up again. Like, I mean, it's one thing that Netanyahu came to visit again this week, and his plane, I don't know what the name is. I'm pretty sure it's something like the Wing of Zion. Like, that's the name of their presidential plane or whatever. Their Air Force One is called like the Wing of Zion. And it's like, it's so grating. It's so annoying. It's this puffed up sense of self-importance to name your freaking plane the Wing of Zion. I don't know. But can you imagine if there was a sequel to Air Force One called the Wing of Zion? I would watch the shit out of that. It better have Chuck Norris in it.
Oh, God, that'd be great.
There was another movie, I can't remember what it was called, that actually did have Chuck Norris in it, and it was about him stopping some hijacking of an Israeli plane or something like that. It came out in like the 90s, the 80s or the 90s. It's such a stupid movie. Like, I can't believe how dumb it is. It's worth a watch. Maybe we'll do that on one of our Rumble streams. Anyway, okay, let's get back to Owen.
What's stranger about this picture is that it has 9/11 in the bottom right-hand corner. Now, sometimes we tend to forget that this is the President of the United States because of all the show antics and vanity that has come along with this administration. But let's ground this for a second. This is the President of the United States posting this for the world to see. So really there's only two things I think we can think about as far as this post is concerned. One, this is obviously some sort of weird coded language that implies that Israel did 9/11, which of course has been a long-standing conspiracy theory of many, but I don't know what else you can interpret from that coded language of a windmill in Israel, and he says it's a bald eagle with the number 13, like Judas, the betrayer. So, okay, there's your conspiracy theory angle, or I guess your QAnon angle. If you don't believe that, then there's really only one other conclusion that you can reach. This is just complete, utter garbage. It is just complete nonsense. So President Trump is either posting complete nonsense or psyop garbage for the world and the American people to see, or this is perhaps one of the most significant coded messages ever sent from a president, at least in modern history, at least that I've ever seen, that the truth about 9/11 is not what it seems. Now, you can reach your own conclusions, but I really don't see any other conclusions you can reach other than those two. So it's a pretty amazing thing to witness here.
So what did he say? He said it's either the most significant coded message a president has ever sent, or it's nonsense. You know what I think?
I wonder which one.
Which one do you think it is?
My thought process, since it's Trump, it's got to be nonsense. It's just him having a good laugh and look at all these idiots. They think there's a code here. To be honest, that's what I think it is. Now, the inner conspiracy theorist to me it feels like it has to mean something. Like, what do the numbers mean, Mason?
Right.
But I on my deep down, I have a feeling it really is just utter nonsense and just a joke and having a good laugh on everybody else's expense, because why not? Because it would get people to be that mad and upset about it that they can't figure it out.
I don't know what it is, but I think of course I think in terms of communication technology. I think that this is a jamming signal. I think that it's the same with it's the same thing as like OceanGate, or the same thing as this perfect storm of Somali fraud. It's so upsetting and weird and attention grabbing and strange that you want to look at it and pick it apart and be like, what does this mean? And what I think we're looking at here with this kind of a post is essentially informational pocket sand. This is some kind of bait. It's some kind of distraction. I don't know what it is, but Trump did this kind of thing all through COVID. He did things all the way through the presidency. He really leaned into this QAnon stuff in a way that was kind of spooky. Now, James Corbett, who we've interviewed, did a video a few years ago called Hopium. It's fantastic. It's all about this flavor of conspiracy theory / trutherism. And I recommend everyone go watch it. It's just Hopium. I'm pretty sure it's free on his website, CorbettReport.com. But yeah, I see this as a jamming signal. I don't know what else to call it. Like, it doesn't matter what the information is. It's there to create energy. It's there to create noise and move focus from something else to something that's mysterious. Because it is mysterious, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely mysterious.
So it's almost like this kind of thing is the antonym to wisdom, right? So like there's information and misinformation. Information is what you read in a history book. Misinformation is what you read in a propaganda-based history textbook that you might get in school, right? That's disinformation versus information. And wisdom is knowing that it's good to, I don't know, do the right thing most of the time because these things catch up to you. It's better to not build your house on a, like what's the basic story from the Bible? Don't build your house on sand. Build it on a firm foundation. Sounds stupid. It's actually really wise. The antonym to things like that is if you want to find the truth about what's going on with the government, simply decrypt a picture that Trump put on Twitter. That's folly. That's what that is. But it's attractive folly. And that's why I'm saying it's a jamming signal. It's something like that. I'm not going to sit here and say it's all distraction, but it seems to me that there's something to that. I got another clip here. It's about the Somali thing, so I think we're going to skip it. Unless you would like to hear what Asmongold has said about this that I thought was funny.
Sure. Actually, let's take a listen. It's really short. Might as well.
All right, let's take a look.
You see out in Worthington when I'm there, you see 50 languages spoken in the school, and you see...
How is that a good thing? 50 languages was a punishment from God in the Old Testament for people building the Tower of Babel too high to get to heaven. You're literally looking at an Old Testament punishment from a vengeful God on a fallen world, and you're saying that it's a good thing. Is this fat, bald retard serious? Oh my God. 50 languages? That sounds like chaos. Can you imagine that?
You see out in Worthington when I'm there, you see 50 languages spoken in the school, and you see...
50 languages? You see what I mean by jamming signal?
Oh, it's definitely. I mean, God, 50 languages. That's insane.
Right. So...
You can barely get kids to understand one.
You're supposed to teach them one so they can function in a society that speaks that language. Are you kidding?
You know what? I honestly have no faith in our educational system. We can't even teach basic math, and we can't even teach English anymore because nobody understands it.
Right.
When you have to get to a problem, it takes you 500 different ways to solve one answer. When it used to be, here's the first one way, and then maybe we'll teach you another one if you don't quite get this one. We got to teach everybody these 100 different steps to get the same answer in one shot. No wonder kids are having a hard time figuring it out.
It's, again, jamming. It's just chaos and nonsense, and nobody knows where they belong. Nobody knows who they are, where they came from. Nobody knows what timeline they're on. Nobody has any sense of history. I don't know how you can see this vector. I mean, people just say, oh, they're trying to make us stupid. No, they're trying to make you a slave. And the best part about it is Tim Walz is 100% very good at this, is shaming people who don't want to think like that and puffing up with pride people who are okay with not learning a native language to a country that they've come to inhabit and work in. It's like, ah, yes, we value your cultural diversity. We're glad you're not learning English. That means you're easily manipulable and we can isolate you. You're so cool because you're from another country? Don't learn anything. Don't change at all. There's nothing here worth having. In fact, we hate ourselves. You see?
God, I can't wait. Pretty soon when we're driving on the highways and interstate, you're going to have all these signs in different languages and we're not even going to realize where we are anymore. It's going to be like, what country do we even live in at this point?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be everything but English.
Oh, that's the idea. They don't want, because a people or a nation or a group of people with common values, common language, and a sense of justice can actually do something. The reason they're importing everyone from everywhere and splitting them up is because a giant, focused, thoughtful, and aware populace can actually do something about this. When you live in I'll put it to you this way, back to communications technology. You remember rabbit ears on your television set?
Yep.
It wasn't that long ago, right? But you and I, when we were young, we had to wiggle the rabbit ears to get the picture to come in clear. Because you wanted to see something, right?
Yep.
And if you could get them get them just right, you could have a story with characters and laughs, and it could give you a good time that night, and you would think about the story or whatever. But if you couldn't get a clear signal, it was what? Super frustrating. You weren't watching a show, you were just watching noise. And when people can't coalesce or join up and create something that's unified, you're just a work unit. You're just a unit of labor. You're just a piece of paper that the IRS chases down for more money every year. That's what you are. And that's the vector, I think, on all of these, is just create as much chaos as possible. Just put a guy like Tim Walz in charge of an entire state. And then we'll have, half the state or a good chunk of the state defending this, even though they don't know why.
Because they're being told to. That's all it needs.
That is it.
Really
I've said it before, that the normies who defend stuff like this, who are this brainwashed and are like, yeah, Tim Walz is a good guy and he's just doing the best he can by those poor Somalians. It's like, if you're that stupid, a forceful message that told you to do the exact opposite tomorrow would work. And I think we definitely saw that during COVID. At first it was there's no need to stay at home. We need to keep the economy going, to full lockdown next day. And the people who were like, if you don't go out and visit Chinatown, you're racist. And then the next day they're like, if you go out at all, you're racist or something. And then it was the protests, protesting is not a super spreader event. And people believe these things because they were said with force and authority. That's kind of spooky to know that you're surrounded by people like that. But it's the truth.
Yep. That will never change.
Where is my button? I need my button. There.
I love the pain. Because the pain is the truth.
I sat there yelling so long that my mouse went into power saver mode. It's back, though. It's back. All right.
I will say, though, Asmongold did make a good button if you were going to get another button.
Which one?
I think you know.
Hang on.
You're literally looking at an Old Testament punishment from a vengeful God.
That's a good one. There's a lot of good ones in here.
In the Old Testament,
50 languages.
World, and you're saying that it's
God,
a good thing.
It's in here.
Is this fat, bald retard serious?
That's it.
Let's get it. Hold on. I'm gonna record
It's
this.
a really good one.
Is this fat, bald retard serious?
Good one. A good catch. Good catch.
The audio in the background for like the subtle music, it really plays into it more.
I find it hilarious that he just plays fantasy music with rain sounds over his entire stream. That just cracks
so
me up.
good.
Like it's just a very simple formula for him. Just sit in your garbage house, yell hilarious things into a microphone, and play Skyrim music, and that's your stream. I love it. Oh man, I can't really watch him that much though because he's really good at farming chaos content, right? So like he covers stories that stress me out. So I like literally can't listen to him very often because it just stresses me out. But he was on fire about this thing. Like he put out a series of videos on YouTube that were like pretty good listening because his reactions are just hilarious. Anyway, actually, let me make sure I get this clip right here. Yeah, so here's another one. This is I labeled this chronic interrupters. I think this might actually be connected to what we were talking about.
Hold on.
With
Is this what Adam feels every time? Chronic interrupting.
Well, I mean, thankfully we do have a button for when he interrupts too much. That's just for anyone listening. That's how he used to sound on his old mic before we got him set up with a fancy new mic. He used a headset, and sometimes the plosives were just hilarious. So I have a picture, or I have a button on my Stream Deck that's just a picture of a spray bottle, like what you'd hit a cat with when it's annoying you. And it's called Adam Mic Breath. It sounds like Anyway, chronic interrupters. So podcasters, yes?
Yep.
All right, let's take a look.
If you interrupt people constantly, despite genuinely trying not to, your brain processes faster than normal conversation speed. You've already understood the point, predicted the ending, and formed a response before the other person is halfway through their sentence. Cognitive researchers measuring processing speed found that chronic interrupters completed comprehension 2.3 seconds faster than patient listeners. They weren't being rude. They were wading through information their brain had already finished handling. The urge to interrupt is your nervous system's frustration with inefficiency. Every moment spent listening to predictable content feels like waiting in line when you could already be at the counter. The impulse is processing speed mismatch, not a character flaw. People who never interrupt often process more slowly or have learned to mask faster processing through enormous self-control. Neither approach means they're more respectful. One means they're slower. The other means they're exhausted from constant suppression. The social penalty for interrupting trains fast processors to feel shame about their speed. You learn to apologize for a brain that works more efficiently than the conversation pace allows. The neural reset protocol helps fast processors find their appropriate outlets for the speed without constant suppression. You learn
Credit card, you bastards!
Sorry, I lost interest. No. So what he's saying is that when people interrupt each other and do it a lot, that just means you're super smart and you've already figured out what the other person is going to say, so you have to stop them. Right? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's implying, yeah.
Do you know anyone like this?
Gee, I wonder who.
Yeah, no, listen. I think it's still rude to interrupt people. I mean, for me it is grating. And I know a lot of people who are like this. Like my buddy, I got several friends who are like this. It's frustrating to listen to a person complete a sentence when you know, especially that what they're going to say is a meme they heard on television. Right? Like it's hard for everyone to go to like holidays and stuff because they know they got to sit around and listen to people talk politics, and all they're hearing is CBS arguing with Fox News. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. I don't think though that this is a point of superiority over other people. I'm not sure this guy would say the same, but what he's implying is that if you do this, you're just really, really smart. And I don't think that's accurate.
I agree.
I think it's a way of thinking that allows you to prune irrelevant information very quickly, but it doesn't mean you're smarter. And again, to go back to wisdom, interrupting is still rude, even if you know what the other person's going to say, because sometimes, like me, other people have to think out loud. And if you're like, well, let me skip you to the end. Here's the answer. They can't learn it. Then they're just listening to you. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm really bad at this, quite frankly. I'm really bad at this. I do this too. I try not to do it, but it is frustrating. I just don't think
Don't worry.
What's that?
I was like, don't worry. I'm still going to shame anybody and everybody for, trying to say something in the middle of a conversation. And I shame myself for when I do it too.
Yeah.
I only give us a little more leniency on the show only because there is a delay when one of us is getting ready to say something and someone else starts something. So you're never sure when to butt in.
This is true, yes. But we've found our pace.
I think eventually we'll do one show live together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe in the future we will have.
The future is now with the VR. We can do it in VR. Yeah. We'll do it. It'll happen.
Oh God, we could do a VR stream at some point, and I think that would be,
it'd be
so
great.
funny.
I'm telling you, a Wells Fargo bank just sitting in there doing a show. I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, Clowntown Chronicle tours Wells Fargo headquarters virtually. That sounds hilarious. Okay. So just real quick and then we're going to get to our teeny tiny super small donation segment, and then we're going to get to our main I don't know what you call it. It's the new experimental section of the show.
I was going to say what the new meat and potatoes that we're going to get into.
I'm hoping you enjoy it. It's not exactly as good as Ben Shapiro giving the biggest foot and mouth speech ever made. Which I know that, I loved that episode because it was just one thing and it was all good.
Are we getting into levels of Alex Jones going off about something that's a conspiracy?
No, actually, we're not going to do anything conspiratorial. We're going to look into some normie stuff. But before we do that, we got to talk about a couple of interesting things that happened this week surrounding our favorite PR crisis, walking PR crisis. We have here Kevin Spacey tap dancing for Tel Aviv. He came out of hiding to literally tap dance in Tel Aviv. That's Kevin Spacey.
God.
The destroyed man from House of Cards at 70 years old, tap dancing in Tel Aviv. It doesn't get any sillier than this. It's like a joke. It is a joke. And then, of course, I can't. Sometimes God looks at our little show and goes, "Well done, my good and faithful clowns." Because did you hear? I know I posted in the Telegram, but did you hear that Michael Rapaport is running for mayor of New York?
I'm so glad you hit the button. I was waiting for it. I'm like, oh, don't leave me hanging this time. You gotta play it.
This is him talking about it. I'm not sure if this is his official announcement, and I'm not 100% sure if he's joking. But I don't think he is. I think it would be hilarious if he actually did this.
I'm 100%. I would put, since we're now in the world of the new trend of betting on everything, I would put money down on this, that he's 100% doing it.
That's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. If he does, I'm campaigning for him so hard. I don't care. He's a mascot on our show.
He is the mascot of the show.
If this guy became mayor of New York, I would sleep like a baby for years to come.
Because if there was a way to make a logo almost for the show in within the Clowntown Chronicle name, can it just be his smile? Just somehow use that partialness of his likeness as our actual campaigning for him.
I listen, I singled him out as a joke like a year and a half ago. I was just like, Michael Rapaport. I saw him in Prison Break. He drove me nuts. He was an amazing villain in that show because I hated him so much by the end. And then here we are, like a year and a half later, and the man is gonna try to be the mayor. And I think he has a shot. I really do.
I hope he does. I like dislike and like him, but again, I have a lot of respect for it because he just sticks to his guns on anything that he believes is right, and I give him like all like the props he needs for it, like all the power to him. Like that's amazing because nobody does that now. Nobody just sticks to what they believe in and like rides it all the way through, even if it's wrong. It doesn't matter to them. At least they believe that this is right. Everybody else they kind of wishy washy, both sides, left and right. They just jump between the two. Because they can never like actually decide what they actually truly believe in and stick to it.
Exactly. That's why we like him, because we know what he is.
That's why he's so good. Yeah. It's so refreshing to hear a guy always say the same thing every day and doesn't walk away from it. And whenever the situation changes, he sticks to it. I give him credit.
Yeah. Let's hear from the man himself, Michael Rapaport. Here we go.
Special announcement, I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I, Michael Rapaport, will be running for mayor of New York City in 2029. You got Zoran the moron now, but have no fear, Mayor Rapaport will be here. You like them apples? How does that roll off your tongue? Mayor Rapaport, born and raised in New York City. Born and raised in New York. Born and raised. I came out of my mother's womb, New York Hospital. Okay, I will be running my campaign on the fact that nothing will be free. I will do my best to make New York City affordable, but you will be getting nothing for free. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to bullshit you. Okay, I will do my best to make New York City safe, affordable, and thriving, but every single time I make a mistake, I will acknowledge it, I will apologize, and I won't do it with a shit-eating grin. Okay? I'm going to be the best mayor for New York City, for the people of New York City.
See, here's the problem. I think he could win because this is Trump energy. But they can lobotomize him just like they lobotomized Trump. And they'll do it.
I think they can't yet. I believe it, but man, he has my vote. If I could, I'd vote for him.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And we,
if he were to say out of nowhere that he was running for president, I would vote. That would be the one time I'd actually vote because at least I know damn well what I'm getting. Like it's that obvious.
Mom Donnie, was sworn in this week on the Quran, right? And everyone was, yeah. And I get it. I know it's wacky and weird and not very American. Whatever. I get it. But then he said in his commencement or whatever the hell you call it, inaugural speech, whatever, he said something about the warmth of collectivism versus the coldness of rugged individualism. And everyone was like glomming onto that, like, this is terrible. Yes, I totally agree. The thing that bugs me about Zoran, even though I praised his PR campaign in the early days because it was really good, and I stand by those words, the guy's a jerk. He's a joke. He's not going to be able to do anything. They picked him because he won't do anything. He's a diversity hire, always has been, and the people that supported his PR are smarter than he is. That's it. Rapaport could win on his energy and words like this alone. He could win people over really well, and I would just hope that they wouldn't lobotomize him. But the powers that be do not like men with spirit. That's the problem. We like men with spirit. We like Rapaport because you can see what's in his heart, and he's an asshole, but you know what you're dealing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just the fact that you know exactly what is written down on him. He hands you a paperwork and says, "This is what I am," and you look at it, you look at him, you look at it again. You're like, "Yeah, this is pretty much on point," and it hasn't changed for many years.
Yeah.
other than like maybe one or two things, like something like minor. But the major stuff that he always like harps on has yet to change. So it's like, you know what you're getting, you like it or not. That's the best part. You know what you're gonna get out of it. So you can't be upset about that. This guy's gonna do something you absolutely dislike, but at least you know what he's gonna do is 100% on the table there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus like the guy who they have right now, he's been waffling on certain things that he's promised. It's like, yeah, that's like your typical politician right there. With this, at least you have an idea knowing that this is probably going to always be consistent.
Well, the difference is, and the reason people would vote for Rapaport over a guy like Mamdani is a globalist, like a real serious, like globalist, worldwide daycare type, right? He talks to everybody like they're retarded. He talks to everybody like they're like 5. That is so over. We sat through that in COVID for like 3 years. I can't think of the word. I heard a streamer say it the other day. The administrative state is what he called it. And the clip in context was something like, it was an announcement from the BBC about, it was something in Britain, and they were talking about how Santa had gotten through his pre-flight checks, and Rudolph's nose had been inspected for smears to make sure that it was bright enough to shine through the fog, and Santa had gotten clearance for takeoff from this government organization, and they made it so that Santa Claus was basically was subservient to the British government. It was so cringe, but the way that it was in it. And then it was followed up by another clip of people talking about how to diversify Christmas, and that Santa wasn't specifically a white or black character, and he wasn't a man or a woman. He was anything you wanted him to be. And it's just like this administrative nursery daycare scam way of talking to the American people that we're just like one giant big friggin' preschool. Unacceptable. We're not taking that anymore. We're not going to be talked down to that way. People have had it. We'd rather have Rapaport. And I'm going to call him Rapaport, even though I know it's pronounced Rapaport, because I only just now learned that he pronounces it with the T.
I didn't know that. That's new.
Yeah. I thought that you were supposed to drop the T at the end, but I guess this is the way he does it.
I would assume so, yeah.
Let's hear his final words before he gets into the fray here.
People of New York City. I'm born and raised in New York City. I'm coming. No Diddy. I am coming to take back New York City. Mayor Rapaport. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's happening.
Hell yeah!
You need to send him the button that you have of his laugh. I think he would love it.
I think he would too. I love that he laughed at the end. He did it. He did the Rapaport
He did the laugh. He did the thing.
I'm telling you, he listens to the Chronicle, man.
He has to. There's no way he doesn't.
Oh, man. Oh. Well.
God, that is like an iconic laugh. It's like the Joker laugh. You just know.
It's so good. It's so good. Let's real quick do our donation segment. It's going to be very, very, very short. We only got one, and that again is because we are recording early. We had to move things around because Adam was sick and Daniel is not available any other day.
It's pretty rough this week.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you being here nonetheless. Let's get her going here.
Always remember to stack that bread, neighbor.
We have one. It's hilarious, so I had to include it. It's for 77 cents. which means I made less than 50 cents off this week, which is hilarious.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
And it's from none other than Whole Milk and Joyer, who we haven't heard from in a while. But like I said, I did talk to him today, and he sounds like he's in his 20s. God bless him. So I'm gonna read this here. He says, "Cough, cough. Missing? Who? Me? No. We are still here watching. It's so back. Life is fired with its beauty. Hobbit riff and a side of Mark Levin. Smash that health for Hoosier button. Donate and give me a Dies Irae. Which one should we do? I mean, obviously we should do his button. And I promise he would give more. But everybody's broke and suffering. Except for, like, Bill Gates. One more just for Whole Milk Enjoyer.
Life is fiery with its beauty.
Keep your chin up, bud. We're all gonna make it.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll get there.
Yep. And I'm sure, let me, just to be sure, I'm gonna run over, I'm gonna check all of this, make sure that Bros and Tom didn't get in here in the last minute. Everybody's been busy. It's the new year. Holidays just ended. We're all still recovering.
Speaking of Tom.
Yeah.
The most interesting man in the world. That's all I can say.
I'm telling you.
What's going on?
Yeah.
To this day, I still don't know. The quote of him saying he's an international arms dealer. I would believe it. I honestly, you know what? Fair. I believe it.
Listen,
I don't
man,
even know.
I'd believe it. I believe it too. There's we have some interesting people listening to this show. I'm telling you. It attracts a type. And we're glad to have you all. Remember to share the show with your dumb friends and like the video on YouTube. Should we get back to it? Real quick, just for fun, I'm going to play my favorite button that's on the board right now.
We still need money.
That's easily my favorite button. Anyway, so let's get into it. It's going to be different. We're going to see if it works. But there was a clip that was going around this week also. From the CBS Evening News, it was this guy coming out and explaining what happened to the news. Daniel, did you see this?
No, I'm actually curious now. What's going on with the news?
So a
Are
tiny
they coming
bit...
to terms that they're actually just slop now?
Yes, but we'll see. We will see. So this is a reporter. I don't know his name, quite frankly. If it's Tony Dokupil? If your name is Tony, my man, I apologize. I didn't look into this, but to all of us normie people out here, you're just a guy on the news, okay? No offense. But CBS is now under the control of Bari Weiss. And she wants to make some changes. And this is the first thing that we've seen that kind of looks like something might happen. But we'll see. Here we go.
A lot has changed since the first person sat in this chair. But for me, the biggest difference is people do not trust us like they used to. And it's not just us. It's all of legacy media. And I get it. I get it because I've been hearing about it from just about everybody for more than 20 years as I've traveled America on this assignment or that. My mom's neighbors in West Virginia, my own neighbors in New York City, thousands and thousands of conversations in between. Sometimes people want to talk to me about our coverage of NAFTA or the Iraq War. Other times it's all about Hillary Clinton's emails or Russiagate. Or more recently, COVID lockdowns, Hunter Biden's laptop, or the president's fitness for office. The point is, on too many stories, the press has missed the story because we've taken into account the perspective of advocates and not the average American. Or we put too much weight in the analysis of academics or elites and not enough on you. And I know this because at certain points, I have been you. I have felt this way too. I felt like what I was seeing and hearing on the news didn't reflect what I was seeing and hearing in my own life, and that the most urgent questions simply weren't being asked. So here's my promise to you, today and every time you see me in this chair. You come first, not advertisers, not politicians, not corporate interests. And yes, that does include the corporate owners of CBS. I report for you. which means I tell you what I know, when I know it, and how I know it. And when I get it wrong, I'll tell you that too. It also means I'm going to talk to everybody and hold everyone in public life to the very same standard. After all, I became a journalist to talk to people. I love talking to people about what works in this country, what doesn't, and not only what should change, but the good ideas that should never change. I think telling the truth is one of them. I'm Tony DeCopel, the anchor of the CBS Evening News. Hold me to it.
Your reaction, Daniel?
Ooh. Some big words you're using there, sir. I'll hold you to it. Oh, we definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be careful what you wish for.
Well, but I mean, what do you think of this presentation?
To me, it's just more corporate garbage of like, hey, we know we're lying to you all the time. We're gonna fix it. We promise.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed behind with the devious smile.
Take us back,
it's just,
please.
It's just the garbage and slop of hey, we know we're doing the wrong thing and we're not gonna stop. We're sorry.
Tony DeCopel. DeCopel.
So the whole way he was explaining this just makes me feel like he's got a prompt in front of him going, he knows that he doesn't want to say it, but he has to say it because it's his job and he knows it's a lie. And he just has to do it.
Right.
And he knows he's going to get so much hate online for it, and the people who talk to him, his family, because they all know they're going to get hate for, for everything he's saying.
It's a tall order, man. It's a tall order. Yep. But when a medium is used up and it's become a joke or it's become antiquated, and somebody comes in and says, we're going to make television news great again, I lean back and I go, just like the true filmmakers, the auteurs, were going to make film not exploitative again? Right? Like, we were going to go back to the classy 50s era of filmmaking, really lean into the masters and bring back the stuff that it's like, you can try, but you're still going to exist alongside a lot of slop. Like, just to back it up just a teeny tiny little bit here, filmmaking used to involve a camera the size of your car. And you didn't have unlimited records and rewrites and all that stuff. It was done on strips of film. If something was done live on the air, there was no way to interrupt it. So you had to make sure everything was laid out before it happened. That the whole premise of the movie Network was that what if a broadcaster went insane on the air and just started telling the truth? Things have changed. Everyone's a news person now. We are the media. That's how it works. It's how it works now. So what we've got here is basically a filmmaker saying, I'm going to get people to go back to the theaters again. No, you're not. The scenery has changed too much. That era is over. But you're welcome to try. The problem is the presentation, as you said, is also corporate slop, right? There's a couple of things I'll point out in here that he's trying to do. So one of the first things I noticed, and I'm just going to pull it back here and hopefully I can find it. I'm pretty sure it's right at the beginning. Actually.
A lot has changed since the first person sat in this chair.
I see you brought your own cuck chair.
So a lot of people say, when I sat at this news desk for the first time, this chair must be filled by honor and glory or something like that. Truth, that kind of thing.
Yep.
It's like it's a throne, but it really is a cuck chair. What this guy is, and if media hasn't changed at all, which it hasn't, I guarantee it, this guy is a face, and he's an actor, and that's it. He reads a teleprompter. Is it weird to you? And I mean, like, it seems weird to me, but in the year of 2026, it does seem strange to me that they're bringing back an upper middle-aged white man to do the news again. with a promise of being honest. That does seem weird to me. You'd think they'd have some kind of a diversity person doing this, right? But Bari Weiss is very good. And CBS is trying to do something different, right? They're trying to walk all that back and make us not see that anymore. But we can't, because every other network is doing it. And the critique is going to be kind of the same, isn't it? Well, look at CBS over there with their starchy, nasty white guy running the news. It's over. The whole thing has been nuked. You can't do this anymore. What do you think about that?
Yep, they've lost. They've lost. Yeah. It's over. Wrap
this
it up.
It ain't coming back, dude. It isn't. And I don't know what the play is here, except that Bari Weiss now has control over her favorite hobby, which is pretending to do news, pretending to be a journalist, and she's going to pretend the hardest.
And so it's really weird to still see like the actual news be like, you know, someone just in front of a desk with the prompt in front of them telling them what to read and to say out. Versus like, I know recently I saw it was Fox. They're doing like a podcaster like setup, almost like a Joe Rogan on there. I was like, that is so weird that they're like running the show as if it was not like actually like a news show. It was just like a bunch of guys sitting around a table doing podcasting.
Right, because from their ivory tower, they couldn't see how much the world was changing around them. They could sit around in their little rooms and follow each other on Instagram and X and all these things and tell each other that they were still real journalists. But they've forgotten because they got lazy for too long, and now nobody remembers. It's no different from any other trade. They spent too much time generating the news with ChatGPT. It lost the soul. Now they don't know how to do it themselves anymore. This is like this is a lost civilization.
Yep.
They're like, how do we get back to what made America great? How do we get back to what made the news great? It's like, it's been too long. Nobody remembers anymore, man.
That's like when the papers are trying to figure out how to save themselves. And I'm like, all they have to do now is just be an actual news source with all the ads, and then they would survive because people would want just actual news.
But they can't do it fast enough. If there was a newspaper that had a 20-year-long reputation of telling the truth and not being the New York Times and just selling out and printing, like he said in here, giving too much credence to academics and credentialism, if there was one that had just managed to do that and was still printing and distributing, it would have had a name by now. But you can't generate trust overnight, and you definitely can't do it with a guy named Tony DeCopel. It's not going to happen. Nice try. Nice try. It's going to take a long time.
For anybody interested, I think if I remember the show that Fox is putting out on their channel, it was Off the Record. Is what they called it.
Right. Okay. Off the Record.
So I believe it's called Off the Record. I was like walking into work and I saw it on TV and I was like, huh. I'm like, this feels like it's somebody's just like watching like Joe Rogan, but on TV. But no, it was on Fox 6 or something like that.
You know what?
And
I
it
feel
was
like?
in their and it was owned by Fox. And I was like, oh, this is interesting.
The vibe I get when I walk by a TV in like the break room, or I walk by a TV in a restaurant or something like that. You know what the vibe I get at this point in this journey? I feel like I'm in an occupied country.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
100%.
Like, doesn't it feel like that a little bit? Like, these people are not us. This is like literally they live. It's aliens on the television telling me to, make money, marry, and reproduce, and they're not even telling us those things. They're teaching us how to be poor, how to be stupid, and how to not get women. That's what they're teaching us. So when I see TV, I'd rather watch, it would be 10 times more interesting to just watch public TV from North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least I couldn't understand it. But because these people speak English and they have their mics set up and they have their broadcast and everything like that, I have to stop and filter it out because my brain's trying to process the English. If it were in Korean, I would just be like, great, let's just shut that off, you know. But so here's what I thought. Here's the experiment. Okay, we don't have to do this for that long, but I was thinking about how boomers would always say they had 3 channels back in the day. Oh, we had 3 channels and you had to switch between them. You know where this is going?
Kind of, yeah.
Daniel, will you watch the news with me?
Definitely not the direction I thought it was going.
I'll let you pick the channel. I've got 3 here. All right. And I haven't even selected any videos. Right. I've just got the MSNBC Now channel, CBS, and Fox on YouTube. It's pulled up.
Okay.
You get to pick which one we're going to look at first. And then you get to pick the video that we're going to watch from their channel. How's that sound?
Sure.
Okay. What shall it be?
Ooh. Oh man, these are all really solid. It's can I should I name off what they are for the actual like channels?
Yeah.
All right. So we got Fox, we got CBS, and we got MSNBC, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Or is
MS Now.
It's just MS Now, but is it still owned by MSNBC?
Yes.
Or is it just MS Now is what it is? Okay. Ooh. Man, that's tough. All have their own like straightforward agenda that we all know. It's usually the first one we all know is love Trump and can't do any wrong. The other two, it's Republicans are the threat to society.
Well, let's start with the thumbnails. How about this? Okay. So Fox News has what? What do they have? What does Fox News have? What does MS Now have? What do they all have? They all have branding on the video, right?
Oh yeah, all branding, and a lot of it's Tim Walsh and then maybe Putin here and there for Fox with some Trump in here once in a while.
Right. So that's Fox. And then over here on CBS we have Musk, Epstein, Mamdani. Like this is more of like a popular source, right? There's some of this stuff in here, but you have like mountain lion attacks, which is, animal attacks are bread and butter for old-fashioned news sources, right? These were interest stories that you'd put next to, your headline or whatever, because grandma wanted to read about a firefighter saving a puppy or a cat from a tree or whatever, right? And then over here on MS Now, you just have all Trump. It's all Trump.
It's all Trump. His face is on everything.
Yeah, because what happened? So like Trump, Mamdani, AOC, that weird freaking guy, that Republican sellout, and then Trump, Bernie, Mamdani, whatever Mr. Kendall here is, I forget his name, California guy. And then they were just like got back into Trump because what was happening? They weren't getting the plays that they needed to get out of these. Trump is their bread and butter. And what are these plays? 24,000 views on the ski resort that caught fire. Fox is not doing that much better. But I would say
much better, but they have a higher view count on here.
Mm-hmm.
If you look compare the other two, they're looking around like their average, it seems so far, has been like 10,000 to like 1,000 for views.
Right. Fox has almost 15 million subscribers. MS Now has almost 10, and CBS has almost 7 million. So these are various size news sources. But which one do you want to start with? Fox, MS Now, or CBS?
You know what? We've been hearing so much of the left side. Let's get a little right side once in a while.
Okay, Fox. What sounds good? You want to watch some about Waltz?
Oh man, these are. It's like probably all the same, honestly, at this point. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Let's go with this one. Let's just see what people get from mainstream news, because this is a news analysis comedy podcast, of course. Clowntown Chronicle. Remember to like, rate, subscribe. So that was my whole thought, was like, let's just see what they're up to, because quite frankly, I haven't watched them in a long time. Let's analyze this report from Fox News on the Minnesota's fraud fallout. Here we go.
Crackdown on fraud in Minnesota continues as Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler says her agency took action suspending nearly 7,000 Minnesota borrowers over suspected fraud activity who were approved for almost 8,000 loans worth $400 million. Meanwhile, critics are warning that Minnesota's new paid leave legislation, now in effect, is setting up the next billion-dollar fraud. Joining us now, Bill Glahn.
Okay, first off, it's important not to hire people with weird ears. This is very, very important. Things you don't think about, you know? Or at least get, I mean, he looks like frickin' Spock. Or like a hobbit. But the other thing I want to point out here is just listen to what they're doing, all right? Listen to what they're doing to your brain right here in this opening salvo.
News as Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler says her agency took action suspending nearly 7,000 Minnesota borrowers over suspected fraud activity who were approved for almost 8,000 loans worth $400 million.
Numbers, right?
Yep.
You read 1984? I can't remember.
Some of it, yeah, but it wasn't like, it was in our class. We never got to like fully dig into it. We read parts of it.
Okay. Well, you remember
I
when
get the full picture.
You remember when Winston's hearing a news report about the number of boots that the country has produced?
Yes.
And he's like, I don't know if there are any boots anywhere. It's just numbers. And they're like, it's double plus good that we produce another 84,000 pairs of boots. And he's like, I don't see any boots. He looks down at his feet and he's like, I'm not wearing any new boots. Where are the boots? This is big, important number. They're hitting you with numbers because most people cannot process numbers at that speed. So they have to emphasize 8,000, 7,000.
Agency took action suspending nearly 7,000 Minnesota borrowers over suspected fraud activity who were approved for almost 8,000 loans worth $400 million. Meanwhile,
I mean, who the hell can process this? And what does that mean? The vector and the direction that this is going is that Trump good, government good, things good. Don't worry, numbers taken care of.
Yep, we are at that point.
Right. So what we're talking about here is, this is not data. These are signals, right? That's all this is. Let's keep going.
Critics are warning that Minnesota's new paid leave legislation, now in effect, is setting up the next billion-dollar fraud. Joining us now, Bill Glahn, policy fellow at the Center of the American Experiment, you've been at the forefront of the fraud coverage in Minnesota for years. What's your reaction to what Kelly Loeffler is doing right now?
Just a staggering number. 6,000 accounts suspended, $400 million in loans. So it's just add that onto the pile of the multi-billion-dollar frauds through Medicaid and all these other programs we're looking at. The numbers are just industrial scale.
He did it too. He looks terrified, but it's just numbers, right? It's meaningless. And part of this might explain why the news got so comfortable with running 33s on everything during COVID. We had a montage of that early in the show. You remember?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was episode 33 because we were going to talk about 33 in the news. And everyone goes, oh, it's a Freemasonic number. This is true. But it's also a joke, right? They don't have any actual numbers, so they can make anything up. Might as well just pick 33 every time. Ha ha ha. They're thumbing their nose at you. That's all it is. These are theater kids. You have to remember, film and television is an extension of the theater program at your high school. They go backstage, they take off the costume, and they laugh about how you were sitting in the front row and you fell asleep. That's what's happening. It's a big joke and you're not in on it. So when they throw a big important number at you, try not to process the data. Try to understand you're hearing signals in a direction. That's what's happening. A little bit more, and then I think we should switch to a left side of the news and see how they do persuasion, because numbers are very attractive to people who are a little bit more practical.
Right now.
Just a staggering number, 6,000 accounts suspended, $400 million in loans. So it's just add that onto the pile of the multi-billion-dollar frauds through Medicaid and all these other programs we're looking at.
Okay, there's a joke right there. Sorry. There on the tape at the bottom. 6,900. Get it?
Yep.
6,900. Why didn't they say 7,000? Round it up. 6,900 is rounded up. No, it's a joke.
Looking at the numbers are just industrial scale.
Yeah, they are, Bill. Now, Minnesota's Department of Employment and Economic Development saying that assertions about the likelihood of fraud in the new law are not based in fact. Here's a statement they put out. Paid leave has launched with strong systems.
Yeah, let me show you how easy this is, by the way. Let me show you how easy this is. All right, let me get over here into OBS. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to do something like this.
I'll say, while you're putting this together, I just wanted to find out what is the difference between just a normal scale and industrial scale?
Industrial sounds big and big. It makes you think of a factory.
That's why I was like, it's just something to be like, add flashiness to it to make you think, oh man, this is huge. This is a big number here. It's not really when you put it in perspective. It's like I get what they're doing, but man, it baffles me that, you know, it's just the scare tactic again. Look at how crazy these numbers are. Look at how industrialized this is. It's the whole military grade, and you know, military men will use this. Means it's really good, it's reliable. When in reality, it's actually garbage.
Right. Well, you see what I got on the screen here right now? Daniel, you'll never believe this. The numbers just came in. We have 33,000 new subscribers, 69 likes per video, and 6, maybe 7 new donors. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. You get it? It's a joke. Simple. It's a joke. You can change it live. Everybody does this. Why do people still believe this stuff, man?
All you needed to add just to top it off, you could have also put in we had like on the 7th of the 7th, it was our highest day yet for viewership.
Yeah, exactly. It's
7th
a joke.
on the 7th.
It's a joke. It's not scary. These are just theater kids, man. That's all it is. They're in the club. They can't even conceptualize that thousands to hundreds of thousands and even millions of people are watching this. No one has the brain capacity to understand the impact that putting a message in front of millions of minds actually has. You know what these people see? They see their computers, they see their newsroom, and they see each other. And they go, how many times can I get 69 into the report? How many times can I get these people to say 33,000? That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not a conspiracy. It looks like one because they all do the same jokes. It's like, wow, all the trees, there's like 5 models of trees in Skyrim. Man, there must be a conspiracy around the trees in Skyrim. It's like, no, they're just using the same models everywhere. It's crazy. Okay. Let me check our time here. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good on time right now. Do you want to keep staying on Fox, or do you want to do some contrast and go somewhere else? See how they do reporting.
Let's go somewhere else and see how they do the reporting.
All right,
we got to be fair.
You want to do MS now?
Sure.
Okay. So let's do their latest report. Ballroom Blitz. They're still crying about the fact that, you know, Trump is destroying a piece of history or something like that, which is, you know, crazy or whatever. I don't know.
President Trump.
But here's what we have over here at MS Now. This looks like the kind of reporting you'd see at a freaking Holiday Inn, muted. You know, like you're trying to get your breakfast or whatever, and they've got this on. All right, let's see what this sounds like here.
Trump is pushing forward with his White House ballroom project, trying to rush the approval process, laying out a 9-week timeline with the first informal presentation scheduled for next week. The Washington Post reports that officials plan to complete in months a process that usually took nearly 2 years for a White House security fence that was significantly smaller than the ballroom, and in what appears to be an effort to make sure that the president gets his way. The Post also reports reports that the administration is looking to install Trump appointees to the Fine Arts Commission, a panel that can give the president the green light for his ballroom, even though a lawsuit over it is still playing out in court. Joining me here in studio is one of the authors of that new reporting, Jonathan Edwards, a reporter with the Washington Post, and Julia Manchester, a White House reporter at The Hill. Thanks to you both. Jonathan, tell us about this expedited 9-week timeline.
Laura, thanks for having me. Yes, for the first time since the White House announced this project on July 31st, we've got a concrete timeline that the White House laid out on Wednesday for its plan to win approval from the National Capital Planning Commission.
Yawn. Couple things. First of all, why can they not get rid of room tone? Are you kidding? Do you hear this?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You can hear the freaking air conditioner.
To you both. Jonathan, tell us about this expedited 9-week timeline.
Laura, thanks for having me.
Why can't they get rid of that? I can get rid of that.
God. I would love to know why they couldn't get rid of it.
Why did they allow this woman to stick her smartphone up on the desk?
Good question. Why? Why?
Right. Is he drinking coffee? How do we get mugs like this? Okay, so the other thing that I would point out is, okay, so we've got all the signals. Signals, you got to think in terms of signals. All right, it's branding. It's all branding. What do we got? Female reporter front and center, female-dominated newsroom. Okay, I'm not saying they're all like this, but that's the picture we're getting right here, okay? This is what would you say, a conventionally attractive lady who is not white. Fair enough. All right, I get it. Diversity points for you. The other thing that they do to signal to their audience is they have the documents. Isn't this interesting? They put them up on screen and they look like it looks like a torn sheet of paper, like they clipped it out of a newspaper. And they're citing credentialed news sources like the Washington Post. Now, I'm pretty sure MS now is owned by the Washington Post, or is at least owned by the same conglomerate. So that makes perfect sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But normal people don't think that. They don't know that, right? They don't think about these things in terms of a business. Would you ever see a Coke advertisement that featured a Pepsi product anymore? Like there's that famous one from, I think, the 90s or the early 2000s where the kid buys 2 Pepsis to stand on them so he can reach the Coke button on the vending machine.
Yep, I remember that.
You remember that one? They don't do those things anymore because they don't want to deal with the lawsuits.
I think the last one I've seen is it'd be the opposite. It was during Christmas and maybe 2 years ago. It was the Coke polar bear, and a Pepsi one comes up going, it's the holidays are over here, and he tosses him the Pepsi and they all have fun with the Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
So the only drink Coke during business time is and you don't need to keep drinking that slop is what it's saying. You can drink something refreshing. That's that whole thing is. I'm like, man, you don't see that stuff anymore. It's just, nobody wants to deal with the headache of it.
So what the point I'm trying to make about quoting all this stuff, it doesn't matter. Like it could be the Washington Post, it could be another news source. The point is they're trying to make it look like it was cut out of a newspaper, like there was actual research that went into this, right?
Yeah.
This 100%. Is because what they're appealing to with their audience, they know these things, is most of the people who watch lefty news have degrees. They've had to write a paper with sources cited at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have to say, look, the Washington Post or the New York Times or some other verified truth source said this. And then they'll bring in the expert. But they don't bring him in on a Zoom call like the other guy. They have him in the studio with a cup of coffee. Fox, with what it's going after, they don't care. It's actually, to them, more of a genuine look if they have the guy sitting in his 2-bit apartment with frickin' earbuds in, looking like he just, took a dose of PCP by accident, Like, this is how you get, like, free authenticity. It's all branding. It's all signposting. It's all symbols. Not symbols. It's all like signs, right? Let's go back to this one. So they also do they have a building that's perfectly positioned in front of the Capitol? Maybe. Does it matter? Only a crazy person like me would even question that. Is that a real window?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna put money that it's just definitely like TV or some type of green screen here.
Mm-hmm. And even if it isn't, it communicates power and it communicates approval, right? You're approved if you listen. You cite your sources. You have a college degree. You're elevated enough to listen to women talk to you about the news. And that's you. You're not a bigoted idiot. That's why you listen to MS now. And then we're just going to talk about how bad Trump is. And you're going to sit there and go, oh, he's so bad. I hate Trump. I hate him so much. Oh, my gosh. This is the same. Okay, so this is James Tallarico. He recently appeared on Joe Rogan, which I didn't listen to it because I can't stand the guy. He's the left's answer to we don't have any white guys on our side, so we need more of them. That's James Tallarico. He comes in there and he speaks like a very elevated, educated lawyer man, and he's our answer to the fact that, well, you don't have any diversity over there on the left. He's like, well, look, we have white people too. That's James Tallarico. But all of this is credentialism. It's based in credentialism and apparent authority based on that. Fox News is a little different. Its authority is based in its edginess. It's I don't know what you'd call it exactly. It gleans authenticity from a little teeny tiny bit of grit. Right? Now, CBS is the one that we're really getting into. This is the one that's supposed to be, the new truth system or whatever. So they're going to cover the things that normal people think about, like Epstein, right?
Yep.
Let's see what they have to say about Epstein, and let's see how they do the report. Here we go.
Lawyers for a group of Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking survivors say the scale of files yet to be released is far larger than previously known. The attorneys say that as little as 1% of Epstein's case files have so far been released by the Justice Department, and the New York Times is reporting that 5 million pages of files are being reviewed. Earlier this year, President Trump signed a bill into law that required the DOJ to release all of its files by December 19th, a deadline, of course, that has come and gone. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland joins me now with more on this. Scott, we know you've been following this very closely. So what happened here? I mean, why weren't all of those files already released?
Hey, that's a political question as well as a logistical question, Chanel. I mean, there are Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee who are asking for an internal investigation as to why all these records weren't released by December 19th, because December 19th was the statutory deadline for the full release of the.
So this is interesting to me. This appears to be a perfect merge of the two. They beamed him in, but they sent a crew. You know how I know? Earpiece, lav mic. They didn't want to fly him to the studio like MS Now, but they also didn't want the Zoom call look. So they hired a crew or put a crew out there or whatever to gather it. They do have, a conventionally attractive non-white woman up here delivering the news, which is, diversity points or whatever. And we have our credentialism in the form of a guy on the screen. I'd be curious.
Mr. House, and you're on the screen.
Yeah, it's freaking Mr. House. I love these little graphics they put up with quotes and things. They always have a picture. Sometimes they have like a little slideshow that goes on the side. I could make one of those myself, but I won't.
What more do we?
It's also the way that these people talk that's also so foreign, right? So they're still trying to be like a serious news station, so they need people who sound like they're on the news. They talk a certain way and they read a script a certain way because they've been trained to do that to maximize interest. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she does the robot voice. She is a robot person. Not trying to be mean, but like, that's what she's been trained to do. All of her personality sucked out. Everything sucked out.
Yep.
Anything that makes her different, sucked out. But she's a different color, you see, because that's how these people have these conversations. If you were to sit a bunch of producers down in a room and you had two shots and they were almost exactly the same, and it was, say, I don't know, it was from Indiana Jones or something, and you had the female character running away from, whatever that cult is in the movie, and they were almost exactly the same, except in one shot, you saw a little more cleavage from the female character. Which one do you think they're going to pick?
Oh, easy. More
I know.
cleavage from the
Exactly.
female character. It's obvious.
Because they know it snags eyeballs.
Yep.
It's that simple. They'll have those conversations behind the scene, and then they'll come out and exclaim that you're a sexist for noticing. How dare you slow down our video so you can see the shot too? This is the hypocrisy that's in all of this. You know, the equality police would be like, how dare you say that this is a conventionally attractive woman? What does conventional mean? And yet, now MSNBC before was very equitable with who they'd put on screen. They tried to go the full Calvin Klein route and like have fat reporters, have unattractive people on the street. And sometimes it worked. But now that we're trying to get back into what the news was before, they want their models back. They want their nice-looking people who all sound the same back.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe people still watch this, man. I really can't. But anyway, that's the kind of stuff that you'll get from a CBS. Now, you might be asking yourself, why in a world of infinite entertainment where you could listen to anyone you wanted, where you could listen to, a small YouTuber explain something to you in a way that is real-ish, instead of listening to this robot people stuff? The answer is quite simple. It's because it's what we're used to. They're hemorrhaging people that watch them because they're hemorrhaging people who know this. This world of doing news this way is gone. Let me ask you this. Is this boring to you? Like, quite frankly.
Is it just boring? Yeah.
It's boring. Of course it's boring. So why do people watch it? Because it's what they know. It's what they're used to. So This whole, like, we're going to get truth back into the news push, this is a hobby. That's what this is at this point. It's the same with a newspaper. Like, if you're still running a newspaper, like back in the day, that used to be a legitimate trade to be a newsman who ran a newspaper with printers. And now it's just old-fashioned. And then television was the next thing. And the TV networks couldn't get anyone to subscribe to their streaming services because they just did TV on streaming. They're outmoded. They can't even spell survivors right in the YouTube title here. They don't care. This isn't serious. They're getting their money not from viewership, but from various other dark sources. You think these people can afford studios like this because you sit and watch for free? Because of your little subscription that you paid for so grandma could watch Fox? That's not how that works. Are you crazy?
I can't wait. Soon what's going to happen is we're going to see them like streaming this stuff live. And then what's going to happen is you'll see like their sponsors like flashing on the screen here and there in like a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Showing who's sponsoring it all.
Yeah. Well, what it is, and everybody went. Okay, so have you ever been on TV, Daniel? Ever?
No, unfortunately, no.
Do you know anybody who was for like a segment or anything like that?
No, actually, not really.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of this in my time in the media. You go and you find some guy on the street, and he saw a panther in his neighborhood or something, right? And you say, we'd like to talk to you about the panther that you saw. And you have a big camera and a van and a microphone that's branded for Fox News or MSNBC or, whatever. That guy feels like a king. Because it's like, we want to point this big fancy equipment at your face and get what you think.
Yep.
Doesn't work that way anymore. I bet if you walk, if Fox walked up to a random liberal in a city, what would they say?
It depends.
Well, what do you think they'd say?
The first, it'd be the instant reaction of get that camera out of my face while pushing, and getting their hands trying to grab it and trying to stop them. Maybe a fist being thrown. Yeah.
They would say,
I think that's even,
yeah.
I would even put it that he would even be a left-winged, actual like news like source too. They would get the same reaction because it doesn't matter. People don't want that anymore. They don't want that camera, especially people doing like protesting or disagreeing with something. They don't want the camera in their face because they could be wrong and they don't want to show they're wrong.
Right. It's different now that cameras are everywhere, isn't it?
So we want people to watch less of us and kind of just get back to where we can have our opinion without taking the heat.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know what I'd say. No thanks. Don't do interviews. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. And they'd just find the next person who would.
Yep.
Right. And then there's other people who would be like, well, I might talk if it was like MSNBC or CNN or whatever the heck people are watching now. They're not watching any of it, though. This is over, man. This is over. So when just to go back to this clip right here, this is a dead man. There is no future here. This is a curator at a small town history museum. This is the pool boy at your Airbnb. Like, this is not a real serious person. You're not getting back Walter Cronkite. You blew it. The medium is shot. It's the same with Hollywood. You're not getting it back. You screwed up for too long. The best you're going to get, theater, for example, theater really suffered when movies were big because movie tickets were cheap compared to theater tickets, right? Live performances of music really suffered when records came out, and when the radio came out, records suffered. And then they found a way to actually make more money because just by playing their song on the radio, people bought more records. It was perfect, right? Media is this weird thing that people who get really comfortable in it are so resistant to change, it's unreal. Again, it was the funniest thing ever. Well, not the funniest thing ever, but it was funny to me. Referencing, what was it? Uncle Rico, Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, this guy, he's like, man, if I'd have just made that pass. He's watching the tape over and over again of the glory days. If he had just made that pass. That's the news, man. They're playing they're old fashioned. It's like a Greek diner in a town that's dying that had like 30, 40, even 50 years of customers that went there. They watch people come there as like teenagers with their girlfriend and come back for, senior special when they were 65. At some point, the new restaurants have moved in and nobody wants the Greasy Spoon Diner anymore. And then it's just gone. But if you're freaking Uncle Rico You can't let it go. It's kind of crazy. But I don't know. That was my experiment. I mean, we could watch more MSNBC, but I feel like that would be a waste of time.
It would definitely be a waste of time.
Right. Why watch this? Why watch this? Who's it for? What's it doing to you?
It's only for the micro slop enjoyers.
Yeah, it's only for us weirdos who go back and analyze all this stuff. But that is one thing that is really hard for me to emphasize, because most people have, not most people, many young people have lived in a world where this was just going away. There wasn't the time where, like, you grew up and now you watch the news instead of Saturday morning cartoons, right? It was just, we never watched TV. We never listened to the radio, and a record is like magic to us, right? That's all over. The medium is dead. And what is that? What does it, like, okay, like, people still write, they still draw, they still paint. It's not as big as it used to be, sure. But what happens when a medium dies like this? I don't know. I don't know what comes next. What do you think comes next? Is it streamers?
I mean, you could say we kind of seen it already. So when one media dies, let's say like the news source, and then podcasts just became a big thing again. So it's like almost like you could even put it as like it was like a news like shows, like TV, like channels on TV, and then also the radio shows that would be in your car driving. Podcasting took like that whole thing. That was the new thing. It basically killed it off. That's why nobody really cares about the news anymore. Nobody really listens to the radio anymore. It's like there's like you can go on in your car trying to turn on the radio. It's all just the same songs and same radio stations playing the same songs over and over. They don't even have a segment anymore where these guys are talking about something or interacting with each other about like daily things going on in their neighborhood and their lives that some people in the local area would like kind of enjoy. That's all gone. It's just with the way of the dodo. It's now just, all right, here's the new song that's on the top 100, and they'll play it for like 5 times like out throughout the entire day, and you just get sick of it.
Right. And
then what killed off. But the best part was you can even go even deeper. So AM died to FM, FM died to Sirius Radio, and Sirius Radio died to the fact that nobody wanted to pay the subscription for it. And also the podcast that came out from Spotify, and they had Bluetooth, so now you have it in your hand all the time. It just kept adapting, and that's all it is. It's the same thing with TV. Eventually, what's going to happen is everybody likes the live reaction and just enjoying the interaction between someone streaming something. So it's killing off TV, and you get the same entertainment from people making videos on YouTube as someone who's put like companies are dumping millions of dollars in production value to get just slop garbage. So it's already evolving and changing.
Yes, exactly. Why be informed when you can be entertained? You see?
Yep.
Why, when the news is this boring, and if you want to know what's going on out in the world, you can watch Asmongold call Tim Walz a, fat, bald retard or whatever.
Yep.
Why would you watch this? Except because it's what you know. It's so unbelievably over. It's so over. But the crying, right? It's all over. But we still have to watch these people cry about it and waste money and try to buy influence and try to figure out how to make this work. The thing about it is the audience has changed. We don't want this shit anymore. We don't. Nobody wants it. It's not even fun to watch.
The best way to put it is that, the scene in Jim Carrey's The Grinch where he's getting fed a bunch of pudding and we're just going going, no, and they just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to stop. It's going to get to the point where we don't eat it anymore and it just all goes to hell. You light the tree on fire, you've had enough, and you just burn it to the ground.
Yep.
You can only push someone and force someone to eat the garbage for so long until they just stand up and just say, you know what? Nope, we are not doing this.
Well, it's like, the media didn't have zero effect. It changed us. It changed us into the kind of people who don't watch the news anymore. Right?
Yep.
Crazy. It was that bad that we don't watch the news anymore. The news used to be kind of like it was just a thing that everyone kind of tried to keep up with, try to stay informed, all of that stuff. And now nobody cares anymore.
You could even go a step even further. The people that built all the streaming, like for music platforms and stuff like that, that killed off all like CDs and records and just cassette tapes. Those people who built the stream platforms like Spotify, their quality has gone to the point where it's so garbage and that nobody likes it that they're going back to like vinyl and like cassette tapes.
Yeah.
And it's becoming even more popular again in that some of the new songs coming out are being put on vinyl and cassette. It's just people prefer it more now again. It'll rotate around. It might go back to like, hey, people are going to start listening to the radio again and it's going to become a big boom. You can kind of say it is right now, just the fact that everybody loves the podcasting section of it all right now. And then eventually it's going to flip back to that. Maybe they'll change to liking actually going back to traditional media. I have a feeling it probably won't.
I think we've reached peak flat. Like the flat screen. I don't know what else it can do. Have we explored all of its abilities? I think we might have.
It's funny. The best part is seeing people actually wanting to go back to the tubes on the tube TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody wants these flat screens anymore. Or going to projectors. And then pretty soon the projector is going to be that nobody wants that.
Right. Because people are looking for character. And those old TVs have character. Those old radios and record players, they have character. This sanitized, too clean stuff, it's no good.
It's not good. It's the quality you're getting, even though the like two TVs didn't like the quality was different, but it had probably one of the best pictures and like sound quality quality from it coming out. Same thing with like vinyl and tape. Like a lot of that stuff was just better. Even like old like school movies that were being filmed like on original like freaking film, it was like the best quality you're ever gonna get. Anything that's produced now from digital, you can tell it's not the same. Something's off.
Yep. It's just slop. It's all slop, man. It's all slop.
Yep.
There's only one thing that can save these news organizations. And it's either Michael Rapaport becoming the mayor of New York or it's this.
A bad credit card, you bastards!
It's so good.
It's a good one, man. It's a good one. But I think that's gonna have to do it. You want to hear some slop? I made another song.
I would love to hear more slop. Let's get right into it.
Well, I'm just gonna let it roll, and we'll let it play us out.
Sounds great. But I will say, shout out to Michael Rapaport. You have our vote, my friend.
Absolutely.
We endorse you.
We will shill so hard for you, man. And everybody else, this has been the Clowntown Chronicle. We are here to watch. I've been your host, Aaron C., and I've been joined by Daniel this time. As always, we're so happy that you joined us today for the show. If you enjoyed what you heard, hit that like button. Let us know in the comments that you are here to watch. Share the podcast with your dumb friends and hold on a bit longer. The circus is only just beginning.
It's the show for you. It's the show for you. The Clowntown Chronicle. It's a show that you can't miss. Get it hot and ready, then like and share. You wouldn't want to be a bitch. If you're a brainwashed slave, it'll hurt like hell. If you're a red pill Chad, you can't even tell.
Why does this matter?
The Clowntown Chronicle. It's the show for